Hello, and welcome to the very first episode of our mini-series on the Minneapolis riots. In this series, you will see first-hand video footage from the very heart of the movement. We've documented hours of protesting and rioting and edited it down so that you can see exactly what's happening on the ground. Welcome to today's episode of Leading the Way. Alright guys, so before we get into some of this footage, I just want to talk for a second about what's happening in this situation, because the death of George Floyd is tragic. It's heartbreaking to watch. I don't know if you've seen the video, but if you haven't seen the video, please go to our last video that we posted and watch what happens, and you can really see why everybody's so upset, right? Now I know there's a lot of opinions, going around out there, and I'm not here supporting the looting or the rioting, any of the violence, but I've been watching, this stuff happen for about 3 days now, live for hours, and I think there's a lot more going on than just, these people are bad or these people are good, right? There seems to be multiple groups involved, okay, even in the protesting, right? So what I've seen over the past few days is four main groups. We have the protesters, right? We have the looters and the criminals. We have another group of people that just wants to get out and have some fun and drink and party, and they see fires, so they're going to watch the entertainment. And then lately there's another group of protesters that I think are now joining the original protesters. So there's a lot happening here, right? There's a lot of groups, and I think it's a little more nuanced than what people are kind of saying out there. So that's why I wanted to talk about it. But let's get into our first video, and we're about to join the protesters on the front lines. They're in front of the 3rd Precinct in Minneapolis. This is on Lake Street at the corner of Minnehaha. Now, it starts off very, peaceful. It's police in the street, it's protesters, and there's not a lot happening. There's not a lot of yelling. They're just standing around right now. So let's take a look and see what's happening with them, okay? Here we are on Lake Street, and you can see not much happening right now, right? They're just kind of standing around. The police are standing there. The protesters are standing.
Water, milk, first aid.
Right, so right now things are pretty peaceful, okay? So we got the cops, they're just standing around. We got a nice white guy, he's offering people first aid and milk. Not too much happening yet. So let's continue, okay? The police are about to move, so let's watch.
Yeah, we good. They haven't bomb rushed us yet, but they look like they're starting to do something, because all of them have zip ties, and all of them are getting more dents. Like, state patrol people are leaving. Like, literally all of them. They were just lining the street right here. Okay,
and I'm going to stop here for a second, because this girl that you're hearing, she's taken a lot of the footage that we're going to use, and she does a little bit of narration. Now, I'm not going to say her name because of legal reasons, but she did say that we could use her footage, so that's why we're using it, right? Okay. Let's continue.
They literally let the entire barricade down. Should be, I don't know what to do, but I'm getting kind of scared. Currently, we're lining up in a line in the middle of Lake Street. I don't know, there's still hella people down there. It's still a big ass fire down there on Minnehaha. But those people are just doing random shit. I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Okay, so you hear her say it, right? There's the main group in front of the police station, and they're kind of doing the protesting, right? And then she's alluding to the second group, right? And we're gonna check in with them now. This is a group of looters. They've broken into a liquor store and they're taking whatever they want, right? So let's check in with the second group of people, okay? Here we go.
Fuckers are handing bottles to each other, bro. Hey, yo, these things got chemistry, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Motherfucker got 99 chemistry, bro. Minneapolis gonna be drunk, bro. Hey, also real shit though, I ain't trying to be funny, bro. Drunk driving rates gonna be crazy, bro. Drunk driving, deaths, DUIs, all that shit gonna be teed up the rest of the summer, bro.
Right, so he's got an interesting theory here. They're breaking into the liquor store, and he's alluding to the fact that, you know, his theory is there's going to be a lot of drunk people driving around because of the liquor store getting broken into, and very possible, right? Let's see in a month or so if he's right. If the drunk driving arrests go up, we'll see. I don't know, but let's continue with the video, okay?
This bitch pulling up with a fucking stick. What's she on, bro? Look at this bitch, bro. She pulled up with a whole stick. I'm talking about like a branch, not even a stick. Look at this nigga. That motherfucker throwing shit at them, bro. Motherfucker spraying pepper spray at them.
Okay, so I want to stop there again because there's a girl here that's kind of protecting the store. This is the only time I see somebody kind of trying to protect their property. I don't know if she's an owner there or what, but you know, the guy says she's got some sort of stick or something. She's trying to protect the store, protect the property or something, and you know, not really sure what's going on there, but as you can see, the second group is clearly taking advantage of a situation, right? So now we're going to go through some of the different areas around where the protesting is happening. We're going to check in with our girl again, and she's going to show us what's kind of going on, right? So let's continue to watch, okay? Here we go.
Here, they still shooting rubber bullets. They still shoot tear gas. This is what Minnehaha looks like. Completely blocked off by cops. The other side, the whole ass fire. Aldi got set on fire. This automotive place got set on fire. Target got robbed and I think set on fire. I don't know, half of all these people was not here yesterday. They only here to rob Target.
Right, so she says it again, and she's more of the, you know, with the protester. She's upset about George Floyd, but she says it there again. You know, the first day, this is actually the second day of protesting. The first day was much more peaceful, and she was there. But now she's saying, you know, the second night, a lot of people are showing up just to rob Target, to, you know, kind of to take advantage of the situation, right? So she's aware of the situation too, right? So it's not just one group. So let's continue here, right?
This apartment about to get set on fire. It's not even finished being built yet. This new ass apartment. Oh shit. Everything's busted out of Wendy's. Remind y'all, everybody right here in the front is staying peaceful. Let's mind that. So when the National Guard show up, they have no reason to use deadly force. Everybody here is holding their hands up. Everybody here is telling everybody to not throw shit at the police. Right, so you see it again. She's there with the protesters while, you know, other people are breaking into stores, looting, setting stuff on fire. There's a core group of people that are upset about George, and they're protesting in front of the police. And that's a theme here that I want to continue to nail in, because I don't think it's fair that we group everybody into the looting and the violence aspect of this, right? So let's continue to watch, okay? It's very few people. Oh shit, what are they shooting? Oh shit. Oh shit. George Floyd! It's a false alarm. George Floyd! George Floyd! George Floyd! Prosecute the police! No justice, no peace! Prosecute the police! No justice, no peace! I can't breathe! 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 There was a fire truck right here for a long ass time, and then they just left. And the shit's still on fire. But they were standing right next to it for like an hour, and that's why the police barricade was right here. So the fire trucks can like take out this fire, but it's still fucking going after hours.
Okay, so I think that's another important thing to talk about here, because you can see, you just saw, you know, they're protesting, they're vocalizing their concerns, and she's pointing out there was a fire truck there to try to put out some of the fires, but they got overwhelmed, right? I think one of the things that we can see here is that the city could not handle the amount of people that are coming out for this, and that's why they're getting overwhelmed, and that's why they can't police the crime, because the protesters are kind of distracting the police while the violent people are stealing and setting stuff on fire. So interesting stuff happening, right? So let's continue to watch, because there's a lot more that goes on still.
Shit, that's a sniper right there. That's another sniper right here. There's two of them. Right there.
Right, so there's snipers on the roof, and this is the other group that I want to talk about. This is our third group. These are the ones that are showing up just to have fun, right? They've got bottles, they're yelling, they're out there to kind of enjoy the chaos and watch and see what's happening. So I think this is another group. This isn't the violent people that are looting. This isn't the guys that are protesting. These are ones that are just showing up to enjoy the chaos, right? So there's a lot happening here, and we're going to continue to see that, right? Let's continue. Right, you got the guy on the bike.
Oh shit. What is happening? Oh shit.
Right, so you can see what's happening, right? There's people twerking in the middle of the street. There's people, just having a good old time. So, again, not just one group of people, multiple groups of people in this situation. So now we're going to look at some of a little bit later. This is after that building that caught on fire has been burning for a while. We're going to look at that. We're going to see the inside of Target. We're going to see a few other things. So let's continue to watch here, okay?
Holy shit, it is so hot. Oh my god, it's so hot. Holy fucking shit. It literally dead ass is a movie out here. This is what Target looks like. The entire thing is spray painted. This is Target on Lake Street. Gonna go all the way in. But like, this is an emergency door. Look at that shit. Look, this is what inside of Target looks like. Everything's flooded with water. There's literally water everywhere in here. This is Target. They done fucked up Target.
Right, and she says it again. She keeps saying that they did something to Target, not her. She's part of the protesting. The criminals, once again, they set Target on fire and ransacked the place. And the reason it's covered in water is the sprinklers are coming down and all this stuff. So again, I don't want to be annoying, but I just want to keep talking about the different groups in this equation. Okay, so let's continue.
Look at this shit. Broke into the pharmacy and everything. Oh shit, they turned off the lights. I'm leaving, bro. I'm leaving. I don't fuck with the dark. I don't fuck with the dark.
And we see the fire.
I don't know. At this point, the fire department just need to come. Target got set on fire, so the sprinklers went off. That's why it's flooded up in there. Sprinklers are still going off in the front. This is the front entrance of Target on Lake Street. The front entrance. Some cars on fire over here in the Target parking lot. That building has been completely leveled. That was like a 5-6 story building.
So there's a lot going on here, right? The town's kind of being destroyed, and Target's being destroyed. These buildings are being destroyed, and all the while, they're still out there protesting. So it's just a lot happening here. It's very sad to see that the city is getting burnt down, because these people have to live there. They need to go get groceries and these kinds of things. So it's not really a productive way to do things, but this is what happens when you have somebody that's been killed in a way that not a good look at all. It's disturbing to watch, and so people are upset, and then while the people are upset, the criminals take advantage of the situation, right? And I think it's very clear that that's what's happening here. Okay, so let's continue.
Wendy's. It's like hard to breathe out here. There's so much smoke. And I know I should probably get away from the smoke, but y'all want to see. So these cops biked in early on their bikes. These are fire department trucks. I don't know where the actual fire department is, but these are fire department trucks.
Right, so we're getting back to the point where it's kind of clear they can't handle this situation, right? The police are trying to hold down the situation, but they're getting overwhelmed because of the amount of people. And you'll continue to see that. The second night gets really out of control. There's no police anywhere, and it gets really crazy. And we're going to show you that on the next episode. But let's continue with this. We're almost done, so stay with me. Here we go.
There's another line of cops right here, and I'm not really sure why they're probably blocking it off from the fire, so I'm not about to say that. Everybody's still parked in the middle of the street right here. All these cars right here are parked all the way down the street. Not that many people by the precinct anymore, but they still are here strong. They got hella snipers up there. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people up there. Half of them are dressing like army shit people. I don't know what branch of the army or the military they're in or whatever. I don't know what that shit is called. But they wearing like regular shit. They're wearing camouflage stuff. And it's sick as fuck because when we were yelling at them earlier, they laughed. They've been laughing at us like since yesterday. They laugh and giggle at other people. They start talking to the officer next to them and laugh at us.
Okay, so that's the end of the video for the first night. It kind of it peters out there. They're around the police, and that's the extent of the action from the first night of our footage. Now I wanted to stop there because I think it's another comment on what's happening here, because you hear what she says. She says, they're upset. They're protesting the death of George Floyd, and she's saying the officers are laughing at her, and I think that's part of why people are so upset, right? It's when you watch the death of George Floyd, you can see in Derek's face there's no empathy. He's almost enjoying killing this man, and you could see it. Just watch our previous video. So there's a culture here that I don't think there's a lot of empathy. There's not a lot of communication, and when you have officers laughing and joking around when people are upset about somebody dying, I don't think that's a classy way to handle stuff, right? You could be saying, "Hey guys, I'm sorry, we don't support the death of George Floyd," right? You could even be talking as an officer and say, "Hey, I don't think this is right either, but I have to protect my job." So it doesn't seem right, the communication and the way things are being handled. It's just something that I'm aware of here, and I want other people to be aware of. So we're going to continue our footage of these protests and riots, and in the next episode you're going to be shocked by some of the stuff you see. But I hope this is eye-opening for you, and I hope that you enjoyed it. And until next time, my name's David, and this has been Leading the Way.